Hello and welcome to the Pybites podcast, where we talk about Python, career, and mindset. We're your hosts. I'm Julian Sequeira.
And I am Bob Beldebos. If you're looking to improve your Python, your career, and learn the mindset for success, this is the podcast for you. Let's get started. Welcome back to the
Pybites podcast. This is Julian, and I'm here with
Bob.
And if you couldn't tell, this isn't through CGI or some sort of AI technology. We're actually here in person together. Yeah, I know. Look.
Yeah, you can touch it after 4 years. Yeah.
So if you're listening to this on Podcast Addict or Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, make sure you actually go and check out the YouTube video. Because where are we, Bob?
We're in Córdoba, Spain.
Yeah, we're in this beautiful park. Because it's a quiet place, we could actually record together for this podcast episode. So we'll kick right into it. But actually, Bob, firstly, what's the win? What's your win?
Well, I think the win is that we're here in Spain in the first place, right? That we got together our own little summit and do a lot of thinking, planning, and thinking about the future of Pybites.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And having a lot of fun, of course.
No fun. No fun. They don't need to know about the fun we're having. Okay. So yeah, that's same win here, where I made it all the way from Sydney, flew I think door to door. I think, man, it took 30 plus hours to get from
Thanks,
home.
Man. I appreciate it.
I should be saying thank you. I get to come to Spain. It's friggin' awesome.
Get to drive you around.
So everyone, Bob drives a manual car. I can't drive manual, so
I have a single point of failure right now.
He's doing all the driving. I got to make sure no one breaks his legs.
Maybe drive automatic thing. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, but anyway, it's been a massive win to be here to see the place that Bob calls home. We're going to be at Bob's house next week. Right now we're doing a road trip through Spain. We started in Madrid, went to Toledo, currently in Córdoba, which is a beautiful, beautiful little town. I shouldn't say little town, right? It's a big, big place, but it's absolutely stunning. Love it. And where are we off to after this?
Tomorrow we go to Granada.
Yeah.
Off to Mojácar, Murcia, Alicante.
Yeah. And then in Alicante, which is very exciting, one of our coaches, Robin, is flying down from Germany to come and see us.
Join the party.
Yeah, join the party. Maybe we do
the work.
The work, yeah. Join the company meeting.
False expectations here.
Anyway, hopefully this all works out with the audio. Actually, breeze is picking up, so hopefully that's not
we'll see.
ruining. We'll see how it goes.
Always iterating.
Always iterating. Anyway, so everyone, today's episode of the podcast, we are thinking we will talk about something that we've been talking about over our meetings over the past couple of days. So we've just, there's a few things that really bother us at the moment about the industry, the software development industry, the IT industry as a whole, about careers, about just the sort of base expectation that this industry has and has settled into, which is not necessarily a good place to be, and it's our mission to change it now. So what are we talking about today, Bob?
Coding certifications.
Were you about to say coding interviews?
Yeah. That will be another battle.
Oh my God, coding. We have an episode on coding interviews, I think.
Certifications, of course.
Certifications. So
what's up with them?
So first of all, what is a certification? You all know what I'm talking about. You're talking about those lovely badges you see showing up on LinkedIn that I got my Python certification as an entry-level programmer or something like that, right? Not just Python, there's stuff for cloud services, there's stuff for all manner of things, right?
What's wrong with that? They passed the test.
What's wrong with it? They passed the test, right? And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's a test. It's a single point in time test. And so as we think about this, and this is my challenge, and I'm willing to fall on a sword over this and be told off. Yeah, get some responses from people getting cranky with me. Oh, come on, Julian, don't be so mean. I think they're a waste of time for the most part. I say for the most part because there's the exception. Most of these certifications that you will see out there for whatever technology stack, whatever it happens to be, they're built on an archaic measurement system, an archaic education system, just like the schools that our kids go to that we went to growing up, right? They test your measure of skill on a single arbitrary exam at a single point in time. So if I see someone come to me, if I'm hiring for a position, and I see someone come to me with a Cisco certification exam. Maybe not Cisco, that's a bad example because there is some prac in there, but okay, let's talk a Python certification, some of the big ones out there at the moment. Someone comes to me with that, right? All I know is that on the date that they took that exam, they proved that they were capable of selecting the correct multiple choice answer for 45 questions or whatever it happens to be, right? And you might sit there and say, oh, come on, you're belittling the effort of people. But my challenge to that is, yeah, okay, you might have read, you might have watched some video content as part of the training material, you might have learned, and then taken that exam and answered those questions. So the question I have to ask those people then is 6 months to a year to 2 years later, when you want to apply for a job on the team as a software developer, how does that prove to me that you know now, at this point in time, that you're being interviewed by me, how does your certification exam from 2 years ago prove to me that you know that stuff? Right? Because if you aren't actively using that skill, if you aren't actively using Python and working with it and building and creating and problem solving and stuff, you're going to forget all of those things that you proved that you knew in that exam 2 years ago when you answered those multiple choice questions. So the question for me, that I question the industry, is the validity of these certifications, because if all they do is prove that at that point in time you answered a couple of questions correctly, then how am I supposed to have faith that you can do the job now, right? So Bob, sorry everyone, I know I've been talking a lot. I'm going to hand it to Bob. So Bob, what's I mean, not every certification's like this, right?
No, we're mostly talking about the multiple choice format, right? Where you do a bunch of studying and then you get like mostly theoretical questions, which you answer with A, B, C, D. Where's the implementation, right? Where do we see that, you know, these Python concepts, you can actually apply them to the real world which usually means project building. And, you know, some of these certifications do have assessments, of course. We're not talking about all these certifications, but yeah, they're often that custom project aspect and human validation of that project misses. And a good example is the O'Reilly OST I did 10 years ago.
Do they still do that?
No, they closed that department down. But that was really good. Like, yes, I had to go through a lot of Python theoretical material, but then I had to build a fairly complex, actually every lesson you had to do practical exercises that were, you know, rated by a Python expert, by a human being, right?
Yeah.
And I really got good experience and knowledge from that. So when I got those certificates, they're still on my blog.
Yep.
I was really proud about them, right? And I think they really contributed to me getting those fundamentals down. But if that would have been like multiple questions, I would have been not much further in my Python career. Yeah. To be honest.
So all the things that you did for that certification, just remind me, because I don't know this stuff. What you're talking about. Is that still there somewhere? Like the stuff you created, stuff they reviewed? No?
Well, that's a good question, because they closed it down, but I can still have backups of those projects somewhere.
Oh, okay. So it was through their platform.
Yeah, they had a platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is that actually shows, it allows you to demonstrate your skill through actual problem solving and building, right? Whether or not it exists now, but at least that certification is known for I guess, making you actually code, right? Actually deliver content and a project. By the way, there's flies everywhere here, and they're crawling all over my legs and killing me. My goodness.
And for reference, OST stands for O'Reilly School of Technology.
Okay, so they closed down that whole school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Very sad. Okay. So the other analogy I'll give here, that's a bit of a slight change of industry, is like at home at the moment, I want to get my front yard landscaped, right? Now, I'm not going to sit there and go look for landscapers that have ticked boxes 20 years ago that they know what they're doing, right? Of course, they need certifications to prove that they understand safety and all that sort of stuff, right? But I'm also going to sit there and go, well, it might look good on paper, but realistically, I want to see the work. I want to see that they're capable of doing the work. Yeah, they might understand the concepts, but how do I know they can actually do the job? And so, I challenge everyone listening, when they're in these situations, you don't just look at people's certifications, you look at their reviews, you go to their website, you look at the content they've created, you look at the actual work they've done. So for me, looking for a landscaper, I went to their Facebook page and I looked through all the different jobs they've done over the past couple of months to see, wow, they are active, they're currently doing that stuff right now, and they do a damn good job, and the people who they did the jobs for are happy, right? And that's sort of what the interview process for getting a new job is like. So when we rely entirely on certifications that don't allow us to even showcase our abilities, we're really shooting ourselves in the foot. And this obviously leads into what we do with Pybites, that we help you build a portfolio. We coach people through building a portfolio of applications they can demonstrate as their ability, that demonstrates their ability to do the job, to solve problems with code, to write code, to understand Python. And employees can look through GitHub repositories and actually look at the quality of code. Yeah.
Proofs in the pudding, is that the saying?
In the pudding.
Pudding. Well, I also keep in mind, right? It's not only the Python. It's demonstrating that you can work with Git and GitHub and all the related tools and technologies and stacks and frameworks, and so you cannot just only limit yourself to Python. That's 1/3 of the whole thing.
Agreed.
Right.
Completely agree. Yeah. So that's my rant. That's my rant for today.
Yeah, thanks.
My
I appreciate it. I found this really interesting and relevant. Yeah.
See, you have to say that now because I'm in person. I can smack you if you don't. So.
I don't have one on a safe distance anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
We're separated
That's
by a few continents and an ocean. But yeah, look, everyone, thank you for listening. I know it's a sensitive topic because I can imagine many of you listening to this actually have certifications, right? And you might feel like, oh, Julian, you've been pretty rude and stuff. But I think,
this fly doesn't agree, obviously.
Yeah, the fly doesn't agree. I really think we need to have a stance on this, right? And I think, certifications prove something, but they don't necessarily prove ability, and at the end,
can be done better.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if I want to play guitar, I'm going to have to prove that I can. If I want to play in a band or something, I have to actually play that guitar, right? I have to actually be able to play songs and show my skill. And just because I, went and got a certificate of music or something somewhere, doesn't prove that I can play, right? Just that at the time I understand how the chords work or what notes do what. So it's the same thing with Python, same thing with other technology stacks. You really have to show that you can do it, and
especially true with Python because it's so practical.
Yeah. And to Bob's point, right, to your point, Bob, there are places that have certifications that allow you to prove it through assessment, through things like that. That's different, and I'm not talking about those. So like the OST that Bob was talking about. And to give away some gold, perhaps.
Sure.
Perhaps because I
will stop him. I can physically stop him.
I'm sure. Because this is stuff we're talking about. Clearly, maybe there's something coming through Pybites that will actually help fix this problem. And I'm very, very excited.
We wouldn't be Pybites if we wouldn't. We just challenge the status quo without doing anything about it, right?
We've got to challenge the status quo.
We take action.
Yeah, we're going to show these people that there's a better way, and we're going to do that. So stay tuned. We'll have more in the coming 2 weeks. I think we're setting ourselves a deadline of 2 weeks.
Rapidly over this.
Yeah.
Especially now that he's here.
Yeah. Nice.
No more time zone impediments.
There's non-stop work in this beautiful country. There you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's non-stop working.
Yeah, non-stop working for me.
I'm enjoying the weather and the sangria.
Actually, speaking of which, it's now 2:15, which I think is dinner time here. No, I'm just kidding. It's like a lunchtime, morning, breakfast. I don't know. It's all backwards here. It's all strange to me.
Backwards? That sounds negative.
Well, last night we had dinner at like 9:30 p.m.
Trust me, he's loving it. He's not going back.
I'm normally in bed by like 9:30 p.m. So this is
when dinner starts.
And that's when dinner starts. Everyone's walking the street at like midnight. I'm like, what's happening? Don't you sleep? So anyway, it's wonderful. But that's it. That's the end of this one. Anything you want to share, Bob?
No, man. That was it for the podcast. And yeah, thanks for tuning in as always.
Yeah.
No reading, no books. We don't have time for that right now.
Well, we did read on the train in Madrid the other day.
Yeah, that was the only reading window.
There you go.
30
Well,
minutes.
everyone else was sitting there staring at their mobile phones and tapping away at TikTok and stuff like that. We're sitting there reading like
people don't read books.
Two
anymore.
wise men.
Yeah. Then we almost missed the stop.
Yeah, we almost missed the stop. That was good. All right, everyone, take care. Thank you for listening. We'll have more of these coming from beautiful Spain. Next one should be from Mojaca, I think. Did I say that right?
No, I think the next one's from the Roman bridge, right
from
there.
The bridge, just oh my gosh, this guy. So everyone, Bob's obsessed with trying to show you Spain. You know,
I live here.
We'll get.
But you will do the same in Australia.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back next week or in 5 minutes.
Adios.
All right, cheers. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. To hear more from us, go to Pybites/friends. That is pybit.es/friends, and receive a free gift just for being a friend of the show. And to join our thriving Slack community of Python programmers, go to Pybites/community. That's pybit.es/community. We hope to see you there and catch you in the next episode.